For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Well, welcome to December. We are finally here. Santa Claus will be along shortly. We're glad you are with us today. We've got a very interesting show lined up for you as always. Deb Johnson will be joining us in just a second. Then Jeff Bohn is coming along. He's got some very interesting information about summer activity, spring and summer activity here in St. Clair. And then finally, Gerry Mason will be along, talk for the St. Clair Rotary Club and talk about bell ringing in St. Clair next weekend at Neiman's. But let's begin with a friend by the name of Deborah Johnson. Nice to see you. Hello, Deborah.
Hi, Paul. How are you?
I'm great. Absolutely great. I'm feeling good, but this time of year, many people, it's an exciting time of year and a fun time of year, but many people have great difficulty getting through it because there's, with the COVID going on and with the holiday rush and with everything else, how do we get through it?
Well, let me tell you, a lot of people do talk about, they say they have the holiday blues or things like that. And I want to talk about a little bit about the fact that the blues are different than depression. The blues are more temporary feelings of anxiety or sadness that can happen around this time of the year during the holidays. And according to NAMI, which is the National Alliance for the Mentally Ill, they did a survey that said about 24% of people say that they're affected by the holiday blues. And with COVID, we suspect that number is going to rise because that survey was not this year. So I'm going to guess it's higher than that this year. So anyways, there's a lot of reasons why people tend to experience the blues even before COVID. There's just seasonal factors like, we get less sunlight at this time of the year. Sometimes around the holidays, we have changes in our diet or our regular routines. We might drink too much alcohol. We might have extra stress from, trying to do too many things, help too many people. And now with COVID, it's the inability to, go to the regular holiday parties that we're accustomed to. That's going to be a lot different. And that's going to, I know that it's going to cause people to, have some feelings of sadness and things like that. Just like at Thanksgiving, I don't know about you, but everybody I asked, how was your Thanksgiving? And they asked me how mine was. Most of our responses were the same, which was basically, it was fine, but it was quiet. Yep. It was different than usual. I have four kids, they're adults, but only one out of the four could be there. Two of them were sick and weren't able to be there. And it just was, and we normally would have extended family. We'd have about 25, 30 people at my house, and I love it. And this year we had 5. So it was my daughter, my parents, and my husband and myself, and that's it. So that is, that causes people to, be a little bit bummed out about all that, not getting to do the regular stuff that we always do. So anyways, the other thing is during the, this year holidays could be your first holidays without a loved one. It could be the first holiday after divorce. You could be having financial difficulties, especially because of COVID. More people are having feeling the economic impact of that. So be aware of all those things. And I guess in contrast, I just want to say that depression can occur any time of the year. It's different than having the blues. Because the feelings of sadness linger, they're excessive, they can interfere with your life. They can include things like the feelings of hopelessness, helplessness, sleeping too much, not sleeping enough, either too much or not enough, and feeling worthless, difficulty thinking or concentrating, not enjoying things that you normally would have liked to do. And either way, whether you're not sure if it's a holiday blues or depression, give us a call. We have, besides our regular access, which is 888-225-4447, that number is available 24/7. We also have a COVID support line that you can call Monday through Friday. And even if it turns out you need more than just that little talk or a talk with a therapist, they can get you in the right direction and help connect you with the therapist. I mean, it will be a therapist you're talking to, but somebody on a more regular basis. So that's 985-8900. You can text a clinician and start off that way, trying to determine if you need to, get more assistance than just, thinking it's the holiday blues and it's going to go away. So those are some of the things you can do. And some of the tips to kind of get through all that is limit your alcohol intake, continue to eat healthy meals, get physical exercise, try to get out, especially if there's sunlight. There's not much today. In fact, I don't see any out my office window. But when there is, get outside, get the sunlight, and, just try to get plenty of sleep. And like I said, exercise is a good thing. So those are some tips that we have.
And you should nobody should ever be embarrassed about calling you for assistance or your agency for assistance.
Exactly. Nobody should ever feel bad about that. We talk about that. We talk about stigma all the time. I don't know why there continues to be such stigma associated with mental health issues, but people don't choose to have mental health problems. I mean, you don't wake up one day and say, geez, I'm going to be depressed, or I want to be an addict, things like that. You don't go into, taking your first drink thinking you're going to turn into an alcoholic. People are wired differently, and it's not any fault of their own, but some of us can have drinks and never have a problem with it. Others cannot. Same for having mental health issues. Some people, their brain is wired differently. It is a difference in the way we are made up. So just like we don't choose to have cancer, we would never choose that either. We would never choose to have a severe mental illness. It just happens. So it's nobody's fault, and we need to do whatever we can to support people, help them connect with the help that they need, and support them through the process.
All right. Well, that sort of takes care of the blues for Christmas, and we hope that everybody has a wonderful time. It's going to be totally different. We understand that, and going into it, we should accept it, that it's going to be totally different, just like Thanksgiving was, and just put a smile on.
And one thing I said, and this is a good plug for like shopping local at downtown St. Clair. Yeah. I was there last week, and I went into one of the newer stores. I don't know if I'm going to say the name right, La Marche. They have all kinds of different things. And one thing they had in there was about a 3-foot tall Santa Claus that you press it, and he sings 2 songs, and he's dancing away. And I clicked it, and I was like, oh my gosh, I just have to have this. It made me smile. It made me laugh. And it was on sale, 25% off. So I think that's the kind of stuff you need to do this holiday season. Like, I'm not saying everybody needs to run out and buy a 3-foot tall Santa Claus that sings and dances, but if something like that makes you happy, then just do it, That's right.
Just go ahead and do it.
Yeah, I'm going to bring it to work, too, to cheer up the people here. But anyways, our staff are doing quite well, but it's pretty funny. So anyways, you're right.
I noticed that this is National Influenza Vaccination Week.
Yes, and so to honor that, here at Community Mental Health, you can we have a vaccination, a free flu shot on December 4th, so from 10 to 3. And so there's no out-of-pocket expense for that. So if you don't have insurance, you don't have to worry about it. Just show up, and there'll probably be another clinic later on. And the health department is having several clinics throughout the community, throughout St. Clair County. So if you can't make December 4th, or if you hear this too late, you can contact the health department, and they will tell you where other clinics will be.
Okay, coming up, as we said, it's a busy time of year for most people, but you've got a lot of activities going on. The one that begins with is a program called Home for the Holidays. What's that all about?
Well, for the last 15 years, the CMH players, which are actors that are made up of people that receive our services, our staff, and just community members who like to be in plays. We've done, they've produced over 20 plays that have been in local theater. But this year, of course, nobody can go to any plays in person. So they decided not to scrap the idea, but instead to film the skits. So we did, I think there's 8 short skits. They're all holiday related. And I guess some of them are pretty funny. And they've been filmed. So the film will be available for a video download, free, or digital download, digital download. I'm pretty sure December 7th, Monday. So if people watch our Facebook, which is just, St. Clair County Community Mental Health, or you go to our website. We also have a YouTube site, which is where the whole thing will be. download it too, but you can get the information from Facebook or call us up.
So it's Home for the Holidays, available December the 7th, with a digital download for the Community Mental Health Players, a great group of people featuring 8 hilarious and touching performances, as always. Then
and Regina Spain directed all of that. Regina Spain, runs the Citadel.
Yep.
And so it should be very good.
Then you've got the 18th annual high school art contest coming up. Talk to me about that one.
I know, I can't believe it's that many years. It was that whole poster contest was the idea of a marketing person we had that many years ago, 20 years ago, named Stephanie Toll. I miss her a lot. She ended up moving out to Portland. But anyways, so what it is we provide our theme for the year to high school students. And our theme for 2021 is Hope Lives Here, because you got to have hope, whether it's hope to get through this COVID crisis or hope when you have a physical illness or a mental illness. You have to believe that there's hope, that there's a positive outcome in your future, and you hope for that. You hope for the best. So Hope Lives Here is the theme. And so the high school students submit a poster with our theme, and we select the best one, and we use it for a lot of our marketing throughout the year. And they win a prize. First place, best in show, is $350 cash.
Good.
And then it goes down from there, $150 for first place, second place, $100, third place, $75. And at the same time, the deadline for that contest is April 2nd. So we know that kids are, a lot of kids are virtual school, things like that. Doesn't matter. You just need to, do it out of paper about that big. I don't really care what size it is. You can bring it in here, because we will, we send it to the people that help us with the print stuff to make it the size we need it if you win. But it has to be original artwork. Can't be computer graphics. It has to be original artwork. And if there's any questions, you can contact Mark Hutchinson here at our staff, and he'll also be willing to explain the theme to classrooms. That can be done virtually if need be. And then we have a writing contest, same theme, and that's for middle school students. We've had the winners on your show in the past. We've even had St. Clair kids, Marine City kids have been winners in both categories, actually. So that's happening too. Same topic, same deadline. And then the bookmark contest is for elementary schools. And all the rules for all these and more details can be found at our website, which is SCCCMH.org.
Well, you've got a busy place always. There's the Be Kind is the theme for the bookmark. So the lower grades will just do bookmarks, which is great.
And they're so cute. And then on the opposite side of the bookmark of their artwork, we put our how to access our services. And one quick thing I'd like to add is, we did recently a community perception survey. One of the things that we found out from that survey is somebody said, you should let people know that you take private insurance now, because for almost since the beginning of CMH, we didn't. We primarily serve people with Medicaid or no insurance. But because we have gotten that other funding I've talked about on different episodes of your show, the CCBHC funding, we can provide mental health services to people who don't have as severe of conditions as before. You had to be pretty much more severe to be eligible for our services for the Medicaid or the uninsured, but now you don't have to be. So that's why we encourage everybody. If you're not sure if you'd qualify, call us up. If we can't help you out, which we probably can, but if we can't, we will refer you to somebody who can. So we do take insurances, and when people can't afford the co-pays, if we do an ability to pay assessment, and we can help with that as well. So I want people to know that, and we do, we're providing all kinds of services more than we were in the past. So please don't hesitate to call and ask.
Well, I want to be one of the very first ones to wish you a Merry Christmas, since it's already December, and you and I probably will not be on the air again until January. So Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, and we be thinking about your New Year's resolution. We can talk about that at the next episode.
There you go. You and I don't need any resolutions. We're perfect.
Oh, right. So yeah, I want to wish everybody happy, healthy New Year too, and I look forward to seeing you in the new year.
Okay. Deb Johnson's her name, and she's the executive director of the St. Clair County Community Mental Health up in Port Huron. And as we said, don't ever be embarrassed to call that agency. They love to help people. We'll be back with our next guest in just a second. It's a young fellow in the community by the name of Jeff Bohn, who's really, really active and brought us, along with the Vertons, some really wonderful entertainment and in the Blue Water area this past summer. Jeff returns by himself to talk about 2021, which is the number everybody wants here quickly.
Yeah, no, it put 2020 in the
trash can.
Yeah, in the trash can behind you. But actually, out of the 2020, something really did positive happen. We were able to do our summer entertainment concerts. Worked with the Vertons Riverbank Theater, where they were doing some of their programming over on the
county stage.
Yeah, the county stage over on the boardwalk, and then we actually put the bands on in the plaza over there. So we did that for all of August, and we did that for all of September.
Great crowds.
Yeah, good crowds, no issues, and really caught a lot of attention from a lot of the sponsors. And we're working on making this thing bigger and better, and more improvements for next year. We have the marketing materials done. I've already got a schedule booked. Probably 90% of the acts are. It's the Rockin' in the Plaza.
I love the title. St. Clair Chamber Rockin' in the Plaza, May 28th, right before Memorial Day, through September 26th. The summer will be rockin' good time. I love the title.
Yeah, we have 92 shows.
Hold it, slow down. 92 shows.
92 shows booked for next summer.
Wow.
We are doing, if you look at our schedule, when we first start out, we're doing Friday, Saturday, Sunday, starting with Memorial Day, rolling into June. Once we get into July and August, we're doing shows on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There'll be a Saturday afternoon show. There'll be a Saturday evening show. There'll be a Sunday show. Some of the stuff on a Tuesday will be like a two-piece kind of band. Yeah. Wednesdays, Thursdays will be 2 to 3 piece, maybe occasional 4 piece. But then the Friday and Saturday nights are the quote-unquote big shows, big sound concerts. It just, going through that last year, putting the bands on there, it just is the right spot, the right fit. It had a really good vibe to it, and really I think with everybody not having anything to do.
That's where it's going to happen, right there.
Yeah, so the bands go where the blue poles are, out by the out by the road there, and then you've got the 3 different restaurants, the Drifters, the Bistro, and Warwater down there, and I know they all had a nice uptick in their business, and they're going to help participate next year to really grow this thing to the next level.
There's a magic word involving this whole thing, and that word is free.
Yes, they're all free shows.
Wow.
We don't bring in any outside vendors. The whole idea is to get people to St. Clair and then, go experience the businesses and get to...
So it's all going to be right in the Riverview Plaza?
Right in the
You're
river.
not going to be across the street.
No,
with this project.
With this project, yeah. And the Vertons are still working on some of their theater stuff right now. Myself working with the chamber and Brian Yultowski, we're really focused on putting this part of it. Booking 92 acts is, I'm getting there. I've got 90% of them booked, committed. A lot of good local acts, the Gobies, which are some of the hometown heroes.
Paul and Oates. Meldrum Brothers, Dusk Till Dawn, Ian Smith, Alter Ego, and that's just to name a few.
Yeah.
Big Papa and the Machine.
Big Papa and the Machine, yeah. He's an interesting character, Mr. Dupree. So we're going to be doing that. It's, helping the musicians out because they really took it pretty good last year, And it was nice that a lot of the guys just, they couldn't thank you enough for hiring, the acts and stuff. And we're fortunate we just picked up a radio partner. Radio First is actually going to be one of our main media sponsors along with the Blue Water chamber. It's because, you know, everybody's still kind of in limbo on
Yeah.
what's next summer look like.
Yep.
We're pressing, we're moving full speed ahead on this thing, and we're going to be, St. Clair will be the place to be in St. Clair County next summer, I can assure you.
Well, that's wonderful. I hate to use it, but it's long overdue. But we didn't really have anything that we could do about it.
Unintended.
Yeah.
If it was not for the COVID and for last summer, we arguably would have never done this event.
Correct.
So you look at, you know, this is negative, don't
Right.
get me wrong, but the positive that will come out in building this thing out long term for the future. And I thought it was an interesting article in the Times Herald the other day. Dave Shorkey, the harbor master, was talking about their uptick in their business and everything. And even without having some of the major events, how people would come up by boat for the day, hit the restaurants, come watch the entertainment. The entertainment's critical. It really, when you know, sitting at a restaurant is nice, but it sure is even much nicer when you've got good entertainment and all that other stuff. Yeah.
I know David mentioned to me too during the summer that he would leave the harbor at 8 or 9 o'clock at night, and he was just amazed at how many people were walking around downtown and active in downtown because of the entertainment that was going on.
And truthfully, there's nothing else going on anywhere else, and the lay of the land is right. People were able to distance. You know, you could do all those things that were necessary. And
so, how can the public help you besides coming to the events? Is there still some sponsorship available?
Yeah, sponsorship's available. Anybody that would be interested, get a hold of me. I'm not hard to find. You just go on the internet. My home phone, you know,
it's on billboards.
Yeah, my cell phone, home address, all that stuff. I publish that, and yeah, it's great. I've had really good response so far, and the Community Foundation was a big partner last year in this. You know, we're going to be talking to them in early February, and really have built a nice thing out. And fortunate to get the advertising pieces of it down too, because you really need. It's like anything. I can build out a great product, but I need then to use that to, you know, mechanism to let everybody know about it. And we want to.
Well, Radio First has been a good, you know, WPHM and the rest of the stations they have there. They've been great community partners up and down the Blue Water area.
Scott Shigley, the general manager,
Good guy.
I actually serve on a lot of boards with him, so we've got a good relationship. And Marcy at the Convention and Visitors Bureau, Marcy Fogel, she's been fantastic to work with. And when I approached them, they were, hey, we're all in, you know. Good for St. Clair, good for St. Clair County, really. Yeah,
and Kathy Burton has mentioned that from time to time, that we're just not one city or one community. It's the whole area that's going to succeed together.
Yeah, no question about it.
Okay.
Yeah, very excited.
All right, Jeffrey, we will keep this St. Clair rocking in the plaza up on people's minds, and we'll obviously have you back as we get closer.
I like my tagline. This summer will be a rocking good time.
I like it. I like it. May the 28th through September 26th, and it can't come early enough.
Yep.
We'll be back with our next guest, who is going to talk about standing outside ringing a bell in the cold weather, and that's Gerry Mason. He'll be up in just a second. There's a wonderful organization in the city of St. Clair, as there is in many municipalities. It's called the Rotary Club. And here in St. Clair, the Rotary Club for years has supported the Salvation Army up in Port Huron by ringing the bells. We have a member of the St. Clair Rotary Club with us today that is very active up at Port Huron in the Salvation Army, and his name is Gerry Mason.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, Paul.
Merry Christmas to you. You are on a board up at in Port Huron with Salvation Army, I believe.
I am. Like yourself, I'm a proud Rotarian. We're both St. Clair Rotarians, and I was asked years ago by Major Turner.
Oh, what a wonderful guy he was.
Yeah, I miss him. And our new majors, they've all been wonderful. Yeah. We just miss them because we get new majors.
And that's part of their life, is to keep moving along.
Correct. They asked me to be on the advisory board for the Army. Now, the Salvation Army has two sides to it. One is the church and the other is community charity, and I'm involved with the community charity side of the Army, and the Army's been here for 136 years.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, and Rotary's been with our Rotary Club is almost 100 years old.
97 or 98 years old, something
Yeah,
like that.
and as far as we go back, we've been ringing with the Army.
Really?
Yeah.
All those years.
All those years.
That's marvelous.
It's something we've done so long that we have no record of actually not doing it.
Well, that's a good way to do it.
That's one way to look at it.
You've completed the first weekend. You started out the second and the third, fourth, and fifth of December with a bunch of Rotarians and other volunteers. You got another week coming, the 10th, 11th, and 12th, all at Neiman's, right? Tell me.
Yeah, we're so grateful to have Neiman's Family Market in the city of St. Clair. They do so much for the community. We're back at Neiman's ringing the bell again this year. We were delighted because we have a new sheriff, and one of the first calls Sheriff Matt King made was to me, and he said, we're ringing the bell together, right? And I said, yeah, every year. Tim Donellan started it 12, 13 years ago, and Matt said, well, I want to continue it. So I'll be ringing the bell with Matt on Thursday, 4 to 5. Come on out and say hello. And then Steve Gilliott, a St. Clair Rotarian, and Chief Assistant Prosecuting Attorney called me. I don't think it was 5 minutes later, whatever. I got a message from him. We're on board. The prosecutor's office is on board. So Mike Wendling and Steve and their team of prosecuting attorneys and staff will be out with us again this year. And then, of course, it's a little different with St. Clair High School because they've been shut down.
Right.
But Ron Miller, the principal, who is also a fine Rotarian, is working on getting us our National Honor Society students and band members, so we'll see what we get. And of course, Coughlin's Jewelers is doing Ring for Bling.
If I happen to be away or happen to be not available next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I can write a check, can I?
Yeah, write a check, leave it in the kettle at Neiman's Market, and just put St. Clair Rotary on it if you're doing it as part of our Red Kettle Drive. No matter where you give in the kettle, the donation will go back to the zip code where either the credit card is from or the check is written, unless you designate otherwise. So if the kettle's at Neiman's, the donations are going to stay in St. Clair County, 87 cents on every dollar. So you can do that. You can also give online as well. You can sign up to Ring online now, register to Ring. Yep. Everything is online and digital in this world we're in.
Isn't that wonderful? Absolutely
wonderful. It is, but I still miss and still love to put money in the kettle. I save change all year round, you know, to give and to put money in the kettle, and it's still a great feeling to be out ringing the bell.
And you've got the volunteers from all ages. I see a lot of families are doing it. It's a great experience for their children.
Yeah, it's a great way to teach the importance of giving and volunteering to your kids in a fun way, because they learn that giving is fun, and to give of their time and other resources. And for some people, we get calls, and I get messages of clients, of friends, of community, people in the community, I want to bring my children to Ring. And it's an important part of their family Christmas tradition.
Okay, so it's coming up the 10th, the 11th, and 12th, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday at Neiman's. What are the hours?
The hours are 9 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Okay.
So we'll be out there total for 166 shifts.
Over the 2 weeks.
Over the 2 weeks, and we're going to try to help the Army raise $150,000 for kettles, $300,000 total for the Christmas drive. And Paul, I can tell you that this Christmas we have 601 families signed up, just under 1,200 kids.
Wow.
So these are St. Clair County kids. So the Army will do clothes, about 2 weeks worth of food, and toys, bikes, whatever you get for Christmas, we will do that for just under 1,200 kids. There will be 601 families that are going to have a Merry Christmas, thanks to the Army and thanks to the Rotary Club.
Just amazing. Isn't it wonderful to see?
I think for me personally, and I think it's for a lot of people, giving at Christmas and doing things for other people at Christmas is what makes their Christmas.
Correct, right.
And you and I have known each other for a long time, since at least 2006, I think, when I joined Rotary.
Yeah.
My Christmas morning consists of getting up and thinking about all the people we've helped in the community through the Army. I mean, that's my Christmas. I don't think about my own gifts. I think about the 1,200 kids that are opening up Christmas presents because of what we did and because of what Rotary did. And the message is that God loves them, and this community loves them, and that they have value, that they're important, that they matter. And that's my Christmas morning. Every Christmas, that's what I do.
It's a good way to do it.
It's awesome.
10th, 11th, and 12th at Neiman's. That's where you can get the opportunity to drop some money in the kettle. Write St. Clair Rotary on the check, and make sure that you get over anytime between 8 in the morning and 9 at night, or something like that, right?
9 in the morning until 8 at night.
I had them switched.
That's
around.
okay. We'll take the ringers no matter when they come.
Take the right.
We'll take them.
His name's Gerry Mason. We thank him for all he does in the community. And that's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Until next time, I'm Paul Dingeman. See you soon.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.